Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Pool of Radiance. Once again, I am AuldDragon, and we are currently in Mendor's library. And if you remember correctly from the council clerk, they are looking for books and tomes about the history of Flan, etc. This is basically what they're referring to. You want to turn on search mode when you're in here, so we can actually find the books. And let's look at the map again. So here we are. You can actually move on the map while you're in the map mode. The only problem is you can't see doors, so you just have to either know where they are or just, turn it on, turn it off, kind of thing. You get a feel for where you are. And if you remember from the Rope Guild, you can't always have the map on. So there are certain areas that are blocked to make it harder, because there's supposed to be mazes and stuff like that. But anyway, let's see what's in this room. These are the library stacks. Old and moldering books are stored on shelves. A sign over the entrance reads, History. As you search through the room, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and sometimes it goes too fast for you to actually find it. Okay, basically it's just saying that I'm not finding anything useful. You find the history of the North. It is mostly written to please a royal line. However, there is an interesting passage which you copy into your journal as entry number 8. And let's look that one up. A rugged popular account of the northern lands. 10 days' ride north of the Varm is a barren and dead country called the Lewai, land in pain or land of caused pain. Further to the south, this place is known as the Tortured Land. It is said to be an evil place, shunned by the riders. They speak little of this land, but yearly, during chess, they make a trip into its heart. There they go to praise the spirit of a glowing spring. This they have done for ages, and so shall they do for years to come. Some more information about a glowing spring. Interesting. Yes, let's take it. Nothing useful. Nothing useful. Nothing useful. Actually, you know what? I think I can just sit here and do a look. Yes. You find Lex Geographica, an atlas drawn by Tomaris. It has a map of Flan, which, though old, still could be useful. It becomes entry 37 in your journal. I believe this is what I mentioned, entry 37, a massive atlas drawn by the great mathematician Tomaris. You've got a map of the Moonsea, which is basically where Flan is in the Forgotten Realms. It includes basically all the area that eventually becomes the game of Pools of Darkness, so everything from Mulmaster to Zental Keep to Glister and Vasa. Then there is area near Flan, which is basically the map that you can wander around in upon leaving the city, which has the Stojano River, Lake Kudo, Dragonspine Mountains, Quivering Forest, Flan itself, etc. And then there is the map of the city of Flan, which I described, I believe, in the last video. So, that's that one. And I know that there is one other book in this area, so yes, I'm going to take that. And these books do not become inventory items, they just set flags in the game, which the game looks at when you get back to town. And I'm pretty sure there's another book in here. Yeah. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm going to pause it while I look. And there we go, found it. You find the Grand Historian's records of the arts of war. In it you find a useful passage which you copy into your journal as entry 21. And let's find entry 21. A crumbling old book, one of a massive series. At this time there ruled the Twisted One, I'm sorry, this is just oddly formed. At this time, their ruling the Twisted One was a powerful general named Tyranthraxus. He strode before his armies, cloaked in flame, and led the riders out of the waste. At his hand, the kingdom of Bars was conquered. Turning south, he led his army to conquer the Horeb and the Vain. Tyranthraxus was a cruel man and leveled all that he had taken, murdering the princes of these lands. But the flame that surrounded him consumed him, destroying his body. Freed of its shell, it flew among the men of his army, lighting on each and claiming it. It was then when Baron Shot imprisoned Tyranthraxus in a vial of water which shone like the light of day. This he sank in the watery depths of Lake Longreach, defeating the armies Tyranthraxus had raised. So, there's some more information about Tyranthraxus, which we've heard before. And oddly enough, I do not know any of those names from any other historical Forgotten Realms source. So, anyway, it's probably going to ask us if we want to take the book. Yes, we do. Okay, we're done in this section. Okay. Now, the next section has 2 books, I believe. These are the library stacks. Old and moldering books are stored on shelves. A sign over the entrance reads Philosophy. Okay. It's all very boring, apparently. So let's keep looking. Oh, you find a book entitled Meditations. Do you take it? Yes. Okay. Books like that, where it doesn't give you journal entry, is basically just give you a minor reward, like 5 gold or something like that. There's no reason not to take it. But anyway, I'm going to pause the video until I find the next book. And here we go. You find Urgun's Description of Darkness. This is an account of his imprisonment in the lower realms. There is a passage of interest, which you copy as entry 19 in your journal. I'm wondering if the lower realms is supposed to be the lower planes, but anyway, let's see. A black-bound tome written in a strange, halting hand. And settled foremost in the hall of minor courtiers were the lesser powers, Marum of the Great Spear, Hask, voice of Hargot, Tyranthraxus the Flamed One, Borum of the Lake of Boiling Mud, and Camnod the Unseen. These 2 fell down and became servants of the great Lord Bane. So, yet another reference to Tyranthraxus. Interesting. Plus some other names. Let's see, yes, we're going to take it. Alright, I'm going to pause it while I continue looking for more books. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is just a minor book. You find a book entitled The Harmony of the Rock. Do you take it? Yes. Alright, pausing it again while I look for more stuff. And we found another book. You find Fiordetha's Discourses on Power. Among all the dry texts, you find an interesting passage which you copy into your journal as entry 7. A tightly bound scroll, seemingly immune to the ravages of time. Fountains and pools hold great power that can only be reached by performing proper ceremonies. Most sure of these is immersion, for in this way the bather surrenders himself to the spirit of the water. That spirit, or some portion of it, enters into the bather, whereby he gains great powers. Woe to the weak-willed, whose spirits are sure to be consumed by spirits that put even the strong at great risk. Urax holds that the falls of Ixi are greatest of all these. Morden writes that the pool of radiance is greater still. Later in the book, places of magical power are not necessarily tied to one physical location. Power often moves from plane to plane along the path of least resistance. The termination of the path determines the place's location on this plane. Volatile upheavals between the planes may lead to a change in the path of least resistance. This can change where the path terminates on this plane, thus moving the place of power. Some who wield strong supernatural forces can bend the path like an engineer damming a river. When the path is bent, it can terminate in a new location, moving the place of power on this plane. If the supernatural force that bent the path is removed, the path will snap back to its original form, and the place of power will return to its original location. Such disruption can have violent and unpredictable results. Thus, interplanar upheavals and directed supernatural forces may hold the answer to the seemingly ever-changing location of places of power, such as the Pool of Radiance. And we have a title! Yay! So, our first mentions of the Pool of Radiance in the game. A place of power. Interesting. I wonder what that could mean. And we keep seeing mentions of Tyran Thraxus. I wonder what that could mean. Yeah, it's all pretty obvious, isn't it? Anyway, yes, I'm going to take that book. Okay. Looking at the map again, those are just small chambers, so I'm not going to bother looking at those. There are two more sections. I'm going to turn off search. I got all the books that I want. There are two more sections. I'll go down here first. These are the library stacks. Old and moldering books are stored on shelves. A sign over the entrance reads mathematics. Yeah, nothing useful here. Okay, I know that from experience, and yeah. Alright, now, I'm going to save it here because the rhetoric section, which I'm about to enter, has been invaded. And I am going to cast some spells. Alright, let us see what's in here. These are the library stacks. Old and moldering books are stored on shelves. A sign over the entrance reads rhetoric. Oh, crap. You hear a hiss as you... Okay. Oh, and that is why I saved. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to pause it, restore the game, and get back here and take care of this beastie. Okay, apparently last time it surprised me. This time, I have apparently surprised it. You see a dull brown reptilian monster. It doesn't seem aware of you. Let's combat it. Battle begins. Alright. Let's cast a magic missile. Yes, a basilisk. This is one of the reasons why you might want to carry mirrors. If you decide to do that, you have to equip them. They can take the place of a shield. But I prefer not to lose the armor class bonus. And usually it's not too much of a problem to take care of these. So anyway, 6 points of damage. Oh, come on, hit. Yes. You cast Hold Person on a basilisk? Stupid AI is stupid. Okay. There we go. Took care of that nasty beastie. And we got a potion, a cloak, and a clerical scroll with 2 spells. So, let's take that clerical scroll. And you know what? Let's see what's actually on that. Oh, I can't use it now. Okay. So 2 potions and a cloak.